Good Mythical Morning. I never watched it. Did they start their podcast with Good Mythical Morning?
Yeah, I love Good Mythical Morning.
I never watched it, or still don't.
And then they have a little
Nothing against
little trailer, and then they inevitably eat something that's like semi nasty, or they rank like food. It's like Kate and I
What
watch it all the time.
Channel is that?
It's like a variety channel. It's what happens when you get that popular.
Okay.
You just end up doing game shows and eat food in front of the camera.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean it's personality
Good for them,
driven,
man.
so that's cool.
Well, yeah. I've definitely seen their personalities on like TikTok and stuff. But all right, well, here we are. Based the channel. It's Nick and Carson's your favorite. Nick and Carson.
It's your number one Nick and Carson.
That's right. The best Nick and Carson duo of all time.
To
Unmatched.
also play bass.
Unmatched.
Number one.
Boy, how you doing, man? You guys been out on the road.
I'm good. We just got off of 4 dates opening for Tyler Childers and SG Goodman. Yeah, they were all sold out. We being Abby Hamilton.
Yeah, I noticed that it's funny when I play so many of these like county fairs. The first thing I thought was like, "Wow, those venues look clean. Like they look like they've paved places to park."
Especially Merriweather in Maryland, in Baltimore, Maryland. I think that's where we were. That place was crazy. It was like newly renovated, really nice air conditioning and all the green room areas. Again, we're just the opener. And there was a pool in the back for the people. Yeah, like it was sweet.
Where is this, close to DC or closer?
Yes, yeah, because we played a house show in DC.
Nice, very cool.
That Bob, the creator of Tiny Desk, came to.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool.
Right on.
It was just us playing in a house to 20 people, 30 people.
Nice.
It was awesome. Yeah, and then I played my first stadium gig. Have you played a stadium gig?
No, we do the arenas.
Arenas,
yeah. We've not done. I don't think
jumped
I've
it.
done stadium.
You skipped stadium, went straight to arena.
No, you're backwards.
Do not pass go.
Arenas are smaller.
No, I think arenas are bigger than stadiums.
Nah.
Well, I guess I was in a small stadium then.
Okay.
It was a tennis stadium.
Oh.
Because Rupp is an arena. Our local one is Rupp Arena.
Mm-hmm.
But I was in a tennis stadium.
Nice.
Credit One Stadium in Charleston, South Carolina.
Nice. And that's pretty nice probably too.
Yeah, it was good. It was hot, rained a little bit, started raining during our set a little bit. My stuff was getting a little bit wet. I was like,
it's good for the tubes, good for the tone.
Right. Well, I had that. I'm playing a Moog live with bass, kind of switching off. So I just got this Moog. It's the Sub37. Best freaking like bass synth or any synth I've ever owned. I've only owned 2, but like it is so good.
Nice.
It auto tunes. You warm it up because it's analog, and it auto tunes, and it's really pitch stable. And then I would like tune it once before sound check's over. So the most I ever had to tune it was like 2 cents. Like it was rock solid. And we're going from like rainy, humid outdoor to like blazing hot direct sunlight to, I mean, it was like gear ruining levels of heat and sunlight. Yeah. And all the stuff did really freaking well, which I'm happy about. My SVT needed repair again, and it kind of died right before our album release show, which is a bummer. I was looking on like the SVT like site, like a Facebook site, and I think there's a couple mods you wouldn't really want to do it to a new one. I've heard the new one's reliability is like actually freaking fantastic, but mine's from the 70s. There's certain things people are doing that they're soldering certain parts directly. I don't know, instead of using the little breadboard thing that's in there, and it's just SVTs are hard, man, and they're heavy, but they sound unfreaking real to me.
Nice.
Anyway, getting that worked on. I might go see if there's like a Nashville or a really reputable tech that like basically mods it out for reliability sake. That I just like drop a bunch of money and get it beyond rock solid. But that's the goal.
Nice.
So that was cool. Yeah, played the stadium, played a bunch of amphitheater pavilion things.
I like the amphitheater pavilion. That's where it was.
Yeah.
That's where we were.
Your show
last
looked
weekend.
amazing and big.
It was a big amphitheater. It was like it literally like brand new. And we were like, when did you build this? And they're like 3 years ago. And I was like, I can't believe that
It's
people
so
kept it
nice.
in this good of shape. It was really nice. It was really, really nice.
Seems like high-end amphitheaters are a thing.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Well, we just played that one out in Western Kentucky called Log Still.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's at some distillery. They just
nice.
popped up an amphitheater in the hill. But it's like it's nice because they've like it's nice to see places that are like meaning to have concerts.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that instead of the fields that we sometimes play in with the county fairs.
An amphitheater, they've got to keep their expenses are probably pretty dang low.
Well, potentially, but they can be and they can. I don't know.
It's a nice stage and stuff, but like, you could build seats into the rock face or build, like it just depends on how you're building them out. But they're cool. They're very demanding on gear.
Yeah, but they just do like half seats and then they'll put a lawn in the back, like Riverbend. So you just double your capacity.
Yeah.
With the only maintenance you need is a mower. Mm-hmm. So that's cool. But
a lot of our opening spots at amphitheaters were like what you're saying, and it's kind of interesting. When you're in that opening spot, you kind of see how the crowd's coming in, and different places do different things. We played one that had no standing room, all seats, and everybody was showing up early, that kind of thing. But at some of these amphitheaters, you'd have the standing room right before you. Yeah. Then you'd have a huge amount of seats, built-in seats. And then you'd have another lawn behind that. And so the people who want to get right next to the headliner, they'll show up super early so that they're in the standing room right in front of you. And the people in the back of the lawn that want to have half-decent seats, they'll show up super early too. So it's interesting playing, and there's this huge gap in the middle of your view that's almost empty sometimes.
Weird.
Where it's just like tons of people in front of you, tons of people way up, but in the middle it's pretty sparse. So that was I didn't expect that, but that was cool.
That's
it's an interesting. A lot of them will have a second PA and a second LED wall at the lawn.
Yeah, you got to have especially at Riverbend, when you're going to have like especially like view obstructing like beams and supports and stuff. You have to have.
Similar to Riverbend.
Dude, I watched John Mayer at Riverbend, and honestly, it was such a good concert, but like you feel like you're in a different room when everything is under a pavilion and then you're in an open lawn in the back. You're like, oh, I'm just like looking in someone's house.
Yeah,
it's odd,
weird.
Honestly.
It is weird. It's cool, but it's weird.
Yeah, I was really happy to be there, and I mean, it's John Mayer. I really enjoyed the show.
I haven't seen John Mayer. I went to. Who was his bass player? Was it Sean Hurley that day, or Pino, or do you know, or somebody else?
I mean, this would have been forever ago. I don't know.
Like what album, roughly? I don't mean to put you on the spot.
No. It was the one that had the Moving On and Getting Over, when that drummer had that side snare. I couldn't
shoot. That is a long time ago.
I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Oh, wait, no. That's he's on the front and he's like blue-ish.
Yeah, but Search for Everything?
Sir, that sounds right. Yeah,
Maybe.
So that would have probably been Sean Hurley, would be my guess.
Yeah, probably.
Great.
Shout out, Sean.
Great dude.
If you were there, good job. Pretty bad that I don't know who was playing. I was just happy to be there,
Yeah.
Like I said, I was pretty far back. But had a good time. But yeah, dude, no, that's really cool. The amphitheater's really nice. I always think it's a cool touch when they're like, they've got like water hookup and shore power for the bus. I'm like, wow, you guys meant to do this. And the wings always have like massive loading docks, which I think is great.
Usually you'll
big
have
garage
an
doors.
IOTC stage crew.
Yeah.
Like Union.
Yeah, and they know what they're doing. They're not going to break my stands.
Well, it depends, but yeah. They mostly know what they're doing.
Yeah, sometimes they'll be like, all right, what do you want us to do? And we're like, finish. We just got off stage, and they'll walk over and they'll be like, we really want to help. We really want to help. And you're like, thank you. I appreciate that. If you want to just start breaking down the stands, and then they're like literally pulling the stands apart. And you're like, no, I didn't mean like
that's what
disassemble the stand. I mean, I'd still like to have it together. Just collapsed.
And this isn't a reflection of like IOTC overall, so don't take, because I'm not union when I do production stuff in Lexington, because Lexington doesn't have a really big IOTC union scene except for like if you're doing something at Rep Arena. But with stagehands too, you get varying levels of like, familiarity. We'll call it
Sure.
that. Familiarity with the gear. Bass stuff, it's pretty easy, especially the heavy stuff. You just unplug you need to worry about your cables. So you need to make sure you're getting all your cables because they'll go lost.
Yes.
And so once you kind of have all your cables going, you can just say like, hey, will you please pick up my bass amp? Like take my bass amp, take my pedal board, the things that are really compact that you can just hand them. But a lot of times when you're doing that, you need to talk to your drummer because they do not always know how to grab drums. Mm-hmm. Like they'll grab a cymbal by the stand, they'll grab the cymbal and just like, wow, 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 wow.
Dude,
or
it's tough.
They'll grab the top, whatever you call the ring around the top of the snare drum. They'll grab that. And since the snare stand is grabbing the snare, it'll take the whole thing with it. And it's just like,
I've watched them just drop it and watch drums roll.
You just got to watch them. Bass stuff, not so hard.
Yeah,
but
carry it.
The
end.
I always like to try and get my cables really quick, get everything so it's just grabbable, so I can pick it up, basically showing them how they should be picking it up, and hand it to them and say thank you as they take it. And then if I can get that done, by the time they're running off of my stuff, I can try to go help the drums or the guitar and try to get stuff in such a way that either I'm physically taking it for them because I know how to grab it a little better, or I can hand it to someone and show them how I want it to be carried.
No, that's good. That's good.
And then our drummer, Zach, does not let them put his drums into cases because he's inspecting them. There's a certain way you want to pack everything.
We're all particular individuals.
Yeah, we're traveling in a van, not a bus. And the pack is like pretty specific. Like we do the first layer, which usually is a lot of stuff built on top of my bass cabinet, take a picture of it, then the next layer, take a picture of it, so that every night we're going in this packing order that's pretty similar, so that at the very end, you don't have to pack in a soft duffel like your clothes, but if you do, it makes life a lot easier because you can just like squeeze that duffle into the gaps that end up at the end. Duffel. Yeah. I saw some kind of
bus thing. If I'm flying, I need wheels. But if I'm on the bus at all, I'm using the duffel.
I take a duffel everywhere now. I feel like I saw some statistic. Now it could have just been marketing crap, but that was just talking about like the failure rate of hard suitcases or semi-hard suitcases are drastically higher than soft, because the soft can take an impact but also like dissipate a little bit because it just like crumbles and
Sure.
Now that also prevents me from doing things I like buying vinyl records on the road. Can't put that in there, So it's kind of a double-edged sword. We still need to do the travel episode.
Gotta do the travel episode.
I use a bunch of Peak Design stuff. We'll talk about it later, but I have a really type A personality in some ways, and so like all my stuff is Peak Design, and it's all made to like fit together, and it's made in this like block system when you use their ecosystem. Packing cubes. Yeah, it's like iPhone but luggage.
Yeah, no, we'll do one of those episodes. That'd be good.
We need to, if people care.
I get an unruly amount of Instagram ads of luggage. I did Nomadic just released some new line of stuff, and like it's not even a new line. I got an ad
for that this morning.
It's not even a new line. It's just a different color. And I'm like, they're like, well, you're not going to believe it. It's baby blue. And you're like, I do believe it.
I do believe
Most
this.
companies have multiple colors, so it's pretty believable.
Oh, I didn't see Nomadic. What was the one we talked about in the car?
Oh, dude, Mono's luggage. They must be putting every dollar that company is worth into advertising to me. Specifically.
Yeah.
I see that ad. I could pull up my phone, and within 4 scrolls, it'd be Mono's. I guarantee it. It's crazy. And I'm like, I could get down with it. I still haven't bought it, dude. I don't fall for the Instagram ads.
Oh, no. You just set me up so hard.
Not that it's fall for, but like I never do it. I think I've got like a personal thing against Instagram ads. I'm like, I'm going to beat it. I know what they're doing. I'm on to them. I've bought one thing off of an Instagram ad. Have I told you this?
I don't think so.
All right. I bought one thing. It's a travel thing. Oh. I bought a packable bag. I told you about my packable bag.
I have a packable bag.
I love it. So I bought this. I saw this little ad, and it's like this bag, shopping bag, like a tote bag, and it's like super thin material, and you just shove it into itself, and it fits like this big, and you can put it in the little pocket in your jeans. Not the big one, but the little weird pocket. It fits in the little weird
little
pocket.
coin pocket.
The coin, whatever it is. So I got that.
Pocket watch.
I got 2 of those, and I have used them so much. Because if you go anywhere outside the United States, you got to pay for bags.
Yep.
But also, if you're like walking around and you need just, you got leftovers, whatever, from the restaurant, you're like, hey, now I got a bag for them. So really nice. That's the only time I've ever fallen for the Instagram ad.
Yeah, packable bags are cool because you're going to a festival, right? And if your festival is in between days you're playing little shows or halls or whatever, the only bags you have are full of like real travel stuff, not like fun stuff. And I have like a packable Matador backpack that folds up. It's it's not as small as yours, about the size of a grapefruit. But you take it out and it's a full backpack and it's waterproof. I tested it in a downpour. It's pretty close, but it's certainly not waterproof. I was in New York. I was in New York. I couldn't do anything,
That's what I'm saying.
So like that's a good example. A festival or like going to New York City where you're like, all my luggage is in the hotel and I'm hours away from it. So I just have this little packable backpack that I can shove my stuff for the day in so that I'm not my backpack's stolen. I'm not missing my laptop, my in-ears, my
Yeah, dude. No,
charger.
That's a good call. So the Instagram ad, man. I mean, I wish I got more stuff that related to my life, and obviously I do travel, so like could call on the suitcase, I guess, Instagram. But
it's funny.
We step off,
We talked about that travel pouch thing that I have. Since then, Instagram ads got me with this like alpaca thing.
I love it. It's
the
modern confession.
Yeah, it's like I just combined my actual wallet and that little leather pouch I was always using. So I've got earplugs, picks, drum key, a little bit of cash, a couple coins, adapters, 1/4-inch adapters, and all my cards, and this is all I carry now. And I put it in my front pocket. I feel like my front pocket is a little harder to steal from. I was in Atlanta, and a buddy got his wallet stolen within 10 minutes of us getting out. Now he was wearing basketball shorts, and a guy asking for money came up, and once that guy left, he left kind of abruptly after kind of asking us for money and stuff. And should have thought about like, why is he walking away so fast? He was, So after that, I was like, okay, I want to maybe do a front pocket wallet. Wallets with chains are coming back.
Yeah.
So maybe I just do that.
So good luck. Strapped on.
Yeah. Man, the Instagram ad thing though, you set me up because it started this morning. We like to go get coffee before we start these usually, and I keep getting this Roland ad for these hats. It's got Roland, established 1972, Osaka, Japan. It's like the coolest stuff.
They've got a great line of merch.
Yeah, they have like a track jacket type thing too. That's really cool.
I've seen the Roland ads. The Roland ads and mono bag ads. They're the only music related ads I get.
So they got me. I think it's a cool hat, and I needed a hat.
Yeah.
And it's like a big trucker hat. I don't know. It makes my head look big, but that's okay.
I disagree.
And I felt like I'm not a poser since I have a Roland Space Echo now from the 70s.
Yeah.
So I can actually be like, I have Roland things.
Roland boy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, Moog, send me some merch because I'm a Moog boy too.
Moog boy.
Yeah, so that started that conversation. I'm kind of giving up and been like, man, if it's cool and it's got good reviews,
if it's useful,
a lot of you can tell if they're a little scammy. Like they're all a little bit scammy.
Yeah,
you can tell
drop
the ones
shipped off
that
of
are
AliExpress.
really, really scammy. And like at some point, practically everything in our grocery store is drop shipped by a big corporation. So like, why do I care?
It's all drop shipped.
Yeah,
it's always been.
It always has been.
The space man.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of.
That's funny, dude. Yeah, well, Instagram's here to stay. So congrats to us. We'll just keep having to battle Instagram ads.
Yeah.
You in the market for stuff right now? You looking for new gear? Or I know you are. I know you are, but
I shouldn't be. I'm not looking for anything, honestly. I'm thinking about
you guys. Hey, psst, do you hear that?
Right, yeah.
He's content.
Time to crank up the Instagram ads if I'm content.
I'm gonna come home from the weekend run. He's like, I bought a second API. Yeah. I just needed more preamps. So
that is something I do need. I do need more preamps.
Oh wow, he's got so many preamps though.
I have 12 pre's. I need to get to 16. Technically, I do already have 16 if I'm using built-in Apollo pre's, but I don't like
They're fine.
They're great, but
yeah,
I like the real things.
The real things.
Real things isn't the right way to say that. I like.
So you have a clone of something.
I like the gear that the Apollo is emulating.
Yeah,
when possible.
Sure.
I do leave 2 open Apollo long term. I plan to leave 2 open Apollo spots so that I could get the most neutral preamp possible for our video reviews. And speaking of that, we recently did the Sushi Box pedals.
Very cool.
We sat down with those, not sponsored in any way, and those really exceeded expectations. I thought, like all of them.
Very cool.
Wasn't super into the Marshall-y sounding ones, but that's because I don't think I'm into what a Marshall would actually sound like on bass.
Yeah.
Because the pedal wasn't made well. What was the one? Was it Watson? That's the B15. It's the Watson. Which one did we do?
I can't remember.
I can't remember. It was a little one, and it was a 2 pre, and it was just like
phenomenal.
Was it bass treble or bass mid treble? It's been weeks since we did it. It was a little one, and we were just like, I don't know, over the moon about how cool it was.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude.
And the price.
We've been seeing some cool stuff lately, so I'm excited. We need to sit down with my Arkham. I got to tell people about a noble option alternative.
We finally sat down and got out the Caveman BP1 review.
Dude, it's beefy and there's a lot of content surrounding it, so go check that stuff out.
I hope
if you're in the market of like the big preamps and whatnot, so check those out.
It's good. I didn't think it really super sounded like my understanding of what a 1073 sounds like. I have a clone of a 1073 behind me, and we use 1073 preamps for our mics every time with cloud lifters. So it's not like I have no frame of reference, but it didn't do the thing for me personally. I do like how my bass sounds direct into the 1073.
Yeah,
a little bit more than I liked how it sounded direct into the Caveman. But it was such a cool idea. They're coming out with a really big compressor that I am, kind of curious about. I think their circuit was based on 1176, and I typically don't love an 1176 on bass, is what I've learned about myself. Plenty of other people do like it. I mean, just look at the Cali 76 and all the people that like that. But usually the Calis and stuff have a pretty good attack time variance. I just don't like a super, super fast compressor on bass is what I've noticed. I had the Stam Audio 1176 that is an exact recreation of a couple different revisions, and you can pick, and I do like that on my bass because they put in a slow attack mod. You pull out the attack knob and it just ramps the attack way down, and I found that to be pretty cool and usable on bass.
It's very cool
for me personally. Now, compressing and stuff when you're mixing is different,
Totally.
But I just need it to feed back and feel alive in a way that inspires me to play better. That's why I like that Union Tube and Transistor Lab compressor a lot. I don't feel held back. I just feel like enhanced. So,
nice.
It's cool.
Very dope.
Yeah, and just kind of learning as much as I can about different gear. And I have a clone of an LA2A, a real one with new old stock tubes coming. So whenever Stam wants to deliver that, we could do some kind of shootout there. But bringing it back to the Arkham, like we're trying to do more of those demo videos when we can. It just takes like significantly more brain power and resources to crank those out.
Yeah. Coming into the winter though, we're both slowing down touring, so
yeah.
We'll get some time.
So we need to get an Arkham,
make some stuff for the people
versus the Noble.
Yeah.
Different strokes for different folks, but
that's right.
They're cool. They're both really cool.
Yeah. They're great, man.
Besides that, who knows? We did an interview with Dan Bailey that'll come out before this probably. Hope you enjoyed that. It's probably our longest podcast, and Dan is a wealth of knowledge.
He's the man. He's a good dude.
He is a great Instagram follow if you're not following him. He's the MD for Father John Misty, and he does a lot of home recording. And so if you like the cool home recording drum videos, his stuff is so cool, and his room is awesome.
It's sweet. Very cool.
Really cool. So we got some other guests kind of lined up, but it's just a kind of a busy season for us coming up.
Yeah.
I'm doing the Red Rocks thing.
I'm dead in it.
Nick has got freaking gigs on gigs. Nick plays gigs as good as the ones I played practically every weekend. So
depends on what you want to call West Virginia county fairs.
They're great.
Dude, we played one last two weekends ago, and it was like we entered like a hole of just no cell service, and just everything is just odd, and you just have questions about everything. Like when this big storm was coming, and they're like, well, we usually think it passes. Stuff usually goes right over here, but if it doesn't, then we'll just have them go acoustic in that tin can barn over there. And you're like, why? Why is that your solution? Why is that you're like, well, you know what'd be great? Put everybody in a lightning rod.
Yeah.
That could fall over in a storm.
You never know when those things, like a lot of it too, is just like infrastructure in certain areas of West Virginia is just like this isn't
a West Virginia hate thing at all. It's just we're at a county fair and then weather's coming and they're like, we're going to push through. And you're like, that is so unsafe. There was a tornado, literally. But during our set, a tornado touched down like 35 minutes up the road. Touchdown. And they're like, nah, we got to keep serving these chili dogs. So, hey, respect. Respect, I get it. So, no, I don't usually do that kind of gig, but
you do plenty
some good ones.
Your last one was
some good ones are coming up. Yeah. There's a new amphitheater down in northern Alabama.
What's his name?
Dog the Bounty Hunter showed up.
Nice.
Apparently, he's friends with Mr. Chris Jansen. We were opening for Mr. Jansen. And well, I was packing up the stuff, rolling some cables, and I look over and I was like, that's one of the most recognizable men on earth. Dog the Bounty Hunter.
The dog.
And he was just there, and I just kind of blinked, turned around, and he was
gone.
gone.
Like with the shells and the armbands and the
I didn't
feathers
see a lot of jewelry, but I mean, the hair and the glasses were there, so I mean, that's enough. That's better than nothing. I mean, he's just in like a baseball hat and glasses like this.
Turns out you were most wanted. He was there for you.
Dude, so funny. And then two of the guys in the crew with us, we had like a fill-in who did great, and then this a photographer that came out with us, and they were like, who's Dog the Bounty Hunter? And I was like,
no, we're old.
How do you not know?
Oh, no.
No, I just feel like he's like a pop culture, you just know who he is. He's like Gilbert Gottfried. You just know who Gilbert Gottfried is.
You should ask them if they know who Gilbert Gottfried is.
And then you do the impression, you squint.
Yeah.
What? That's not a Gilbert Gottfried impression. But no, I mean, we do good stuff. We're getting ready to head out. We'll do the West Coast. Dude, doing the West Coast as a band is so inconvenient. There's no convenient way to get to the West Coast because we're like, well, we could either drive it and spend like 4 days in a bus, or you can fly it and do everything basically DI, digital, and rent a drum set. So that's what we're doing. Mm-hmm. Renting the drum, we're backlining the drum set, which is super normal, totally happens. But
we backline drum set all the time.
Yeah, dude.
Like almost any time it's offered to us.
Yeah, I mean, we're paying for it, but they don't just have one. Which it's kind of funny because it's 2 casinos. So I was like, surely they got a drum set at this casino, but no drum
flip
set.
a coin for it.
Yeah, dude. Give me 3 minutes at the slots.
What are the odds that they're gonna have a drum set? Let's flip a coin.
Yeah, dude. I mean, really, money making opportunities at these shows where they're just. I mean, give me some time at the blackjack table, and this a lucrative weekend for me. Okay,
I've never actually done that. I've never actually.
I'm terrified. Every time I'm in Vegas, I'm like, I can't sit down with these people. They're too serious.
They'll know I'm counting cards.
We did a casino up in like northern Michigan like 2 weeks ago. It was like a lot smaller, like nowhere near the size of these Vegas places. And there is where I was like, I could totally sit down at this table, but they like closed at weird times and didn't open till like 4. So I was like,
did you play on Saturday night? I wonder if it's a weird like Sunday gambling regulation.
No, it was a Saturday night. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Played on a Saturday night. We got in late Friday. Or no, we played on a Friday night and we got in late Thursday. And they only stay open late Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we had to jet to that West Virginia show. Which is a horrible route. We had to literally go from the top of Michigan to West Virginia. It's just like a 10-hour like drive through, and you're just like, oh man, this is a bruiser. But that's why we do it. Dude, up there on, not to just ping pong, but Lake Michigan, is that the lake that we were on? I think it was. The very top.
People always ask you to do the where on the hand.
The mid. No, we were at the dead top of the hand. Whatever lake's up there, beautiful. It was amazing.
Yeah,
dude. People, every once in a while you get somebody that's like, hey, the Great Lakes they're pretty beautiful, pretty cool. They are. They're great. Yeah. Good weather, relaxing, clean lake, which is shocking coming from Kentucky because our lakes are just brown and full of sticks.
Get so bass water, baby.
Bass water. So it was nice. It was a pleasant little trip, man. And casinos are usually clean, so that we play at least. I'm sure there's plenty of not clean ones, but honestly, good couple runs of shows, good shows coming up. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, we got this DC show. We every once in a while we'll go to DC probably like once a year for these like private little things, just for some political like just private like hangs or whatever. We'll go and play. And I love DC. Every time we go to DC, it's right down the road from the Anthem. If you've heard of the Anthem, it's like their big. I don't even know how many, the couple thousand fit in it. It's real cool place. Last time we were in, Her was playing the Anthem, and we were just up the street a little bit, and we were like, "Whose bus is that?" And they were like, "Her," and we were like, "No, I would love to be over there. That'd be amazing." Yeah. So, but dude, it's nice being in DC because they got this like oyster places and all these like clean, whatever. We walk up to the mall and go check it all out. Yeah. It's like the most relaxing. It's like vacation, but also, and when you do private gigs, the timeline is so relaxed. There's no, the whole place is closed until, 30 minutes before your set. And then
are your load-ins like 11?
Sometimes.
It just depends
that one we always do like a afternoon load-in. So you wake up and you got the whole morning. Go check out the museums and
private stuff.
Nice.
Absolutely, and music halls. I feel like you're not having to load in if you're support until like a 3 or a 4 p.m.
Yeah, it's nice.
For these bigger shows, we were having to load in around 11-ish, which was kind of, bus chasing's hard.
Bus chasing's tough.
I wouldn't necessarily say we were completely doing that this time, and the crew and everything was so accommodating, but we have a run with Deer Tick that's going to be 4 weeks, which will be the longest I've ever toured. And I think we're probably bus chasing on that one. But hopefully if it's halls, we're not loading in until 3. Because like this time, we'd play a show, get home, maybe not get to bed till 1 or 2, have to load in the next place at 11 and be 8 hours away. So we're, getting up super early or not, getting like an hour or 2 of sleep.
Yeah, you just get a shower, basically.
It's just kind of a wash. But then you get there, and usually if you're playing a gig that big, the accommodations are fairly nice. And so maybe you can, if the green room's big enough, you can take a nap in the green room, or you can just go to a hotel or something. But it's kind of all over the place, especially if you're I'm production manager and bassist, or at least for now I am. Who knows? But so I'm managing a little bit of the we have to actually load in 11. I know that it says our call time's 3, but we don't have 2 crews, one that shows up at 11 kind of thing. But it was an amazing experience. Sorry to bring it back to me, but got to hang out with Craig Berletic a little bit and finally just chill in person, and
great dude.
Got a fun photo with him, and he's just such a good person and good bassist.
Dude, yeah.
Just great, and so always positive.
I on TikTok I've been getting a bunch of old Tyler Childers clips for some reason.
Yeah, TikTok.
And it's always
tends to do that now.
It's always baby Craig. And you're like, hey, that guy.
He's so good.
He's the best, man. He's the best. Yeah, lots of Tyler on my TikTok. Actually, we were talking about the song he's been closing with, where he holds the shot and he does that like a cappella, and then at the end he dumps it out and walks away, and you're like, this guy's cool.
Yeah,
this guy's cool.
I really liked, and hopefully I'm not pulling the curtain back too much, but I liked the way I was hearing that he was thinking about how he's doing set lists and stuff, because one of the nights, almost unplanned, instead of it being us, Abby Hamilton, SG Goodman. SG Goodman's amazing. If you haven't heard her, check her out.
Awesome.
Kind of rock and roll meets country thing, and just a force to be reckoned with. And then Tyler Childers. It was usually that, but on one of the first dates, it was Drive By Truckers, which they're legendary. legendary.
Yeah.
And they were the nicest, and they came out and they watched our entire set, and they like talked about us on Instagram, and like
Nice.
it was so cool from legends such as themselves. But you know, that night Tyler came out and did a ton of acoustic songs up top. Like he just walked out, played a song about a possum that no one had really ever heard.
I saw that, yeah.
And the video was like overlaying. They have all these taxidermy like animals all around the stage, which is cool. And so they'd overlay this possum and him like on the LED wall next to each other, and people were cracking up. It was awesome. But like thought process, even for a headliner of like, how do I follow drive-by truckers that are just like dynamically huge and cool and like whatever? It's like, well, it might not be the impact I want if I just show up and immediately hit it hard. So I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to go as low as I can. To the point that he was like sound checking the mandolin like right on stage. He was like, hey, I didn't warn our front of house guy Jay that I'm going to do this, so I'm going to sing for just a second, hit this mandolin a bunch. And he did it. And he goes, okay, all right. And then he played the song.
That's awesome.
So that was cool.
Cool.
Just the way you think about set lists, and you know, even us, we timed it out based on the key of the songs, how well they're going into each other, based on how we're going to transition, and based on what some of her most listened to songs are on Spotify. And then kind of where we're going in the future with the new album that's coming out, and trying to really, when you're in that opening spot, you usually have something like 30 minutes. The next support will have something like 45 minutes, and the headliner would have like an hour and a half, roughly. And so we had to get that set list. I mean, like, no breaks. She says a couple words. Usually it's over the intro of another song. And buddy, there is a stage manager, which the guy for Tyler was so nice and so amazing, so accommodating. But you should just know, if this is your first time, there's a stage manager that is coming out to watch you when you get at the end of your set to make sure you're not going over. And they're probably not going to like cut you, like cut the PA off, like you see like people on TikTok every now and then get the PA cut. If you're within a minute, like if you have 30 minutes and you're at 31 minutes, they're probably not going to be mad at you, but you need to get off the stage as quick as you can. Yeah. If you're hitting 32, 33, someone's about to have a real problem with you after the show.
Yes.
Or I don't know. There's repercussions for you not knowing your set list and getting it timed out.
Yeah, man. We deal with that a lot doing these like opening circuits, and 10 out of 10 times it is so much better to go under than to go over. 10 out of 10 times. I mean, dude, we ended up on a 4-band bill the other day. We were direct support, but they had added 2 others on in front of us. It's a big stage, but like there's still quite a bit of changeover that's got to happen. And dude, it kept pushing our set back like smaller and smaller. And it's important to just have loose grips on that as an opener anyways, no matter where you are in that lineup.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
You were there as a guest.
And yeah, in my opinion, you just have to work with production from the house and say, hey, whatever you need, we're going to make it happen.
Right.
And we're going to make sure that this headliner that's, like you said, been gracious enough to have us is gonna be set up for their success in their fullest. So, dude, 10 out of 10 times go under.
Yeah.
Nobody likes that band that just ends up jamming for 15, even 10 minutes longer. And you're just like, especially, I mean, where I've got to get out and do our full line check again and reboot everything. Pull like I got to turn all our wireless on and rebattery.
Yeah.
So like I need 2-3 minutes to get out there and make sure I do it. And I'm just waiting, kind of. Wow, these guys are still playing. And it literally shrunk our set from 1 hour all the way down to 35 minutes this weekend. And again, we're better for it. We're going to be those guys that are going to say, hey, it's about the headliner. So we're not hurt about that. Yeah.
To have that conversation with the other band. It's the stage manager's job.
It's the house. And
so if they want to be mad about it, that you don't need to get that on you unless you are also your band's manager, maybe. But really at the end of the day, like you are a guest and you need to have a good attitude. And if you're like on a tour, I'm not always the best at this, but our drummer, Zach Martin, is so good. And to the point of he even says he kind of practices it. Like, learn people's names, learn the guitar tech's names, learn the stage manager's name, even if you got to fake it after you just drove 8 hours to get there, like when you show up, you need to like, your band's presence needs to be positive and you're excited. This is me kind of railing for a second, but like, you're not too cool. Like, don't be the cool musician that doesn't say anything and stands in the corner, don't be the whatever, I'm just a side guy, I'm just going to be cool and like not talk to anybody, whatever. Like, you will get so much farther if you are nice, appropriately outgoing, and just being good to deal with, it just, if it doesn't mean you won't have bad days or whatever, but like, you just have to be positive and everyone will enjoy working with you, and everyone talks.
Dude, they
in
talk.
your whatever genre vein, everybody talks. If you are
they talk.
a bunch of douchebags and inappropriate, like, you think half these production guys work with that one artist? No, when that artist goes home, they work with another artist, and that works with another, and all of them have managers, and all, everybody talks. So
yeah, dude, and man, I don't even know that I believe in like the fake comment, like fake compliment thing after, like, oh man, your set was amazing, your tone is amazing. I don't know that I believe in that, but I do believe in human decency, and just saying, hey, great job.
Yeah, great job.
Thanks for having us.
Shaking hands when appropriate. Appreciating,
singing, too smooth.
Right. No. Psych.
Got him. He's like, this guy's living in 1980.
Especially with crews, again, like when they're taking your stuff, say thank you. Say
you better, or they're going to drop the next piece. So, no, I'm just kidding. They're like, oh yeah, didn't say thanks.
See ya. No. So just, just be nice. That's kind of the biggest thing that I think has gotten our crew fairly far, is I think people like having us around because we're nice.
Yeah, dude.
And
it's important. I mean,
it's extra hard, like you were saying, when like a band goes long or whatever. When you load in at 11, if they're running behind, headliner's going to get their full check. Then the next person is going to get their full check, and then it's you. And sometimes, or a lot of times, the front of house guy is not going to mix you, or the front of house guy for the headliner is not going to mix your band or the support band.
Oh, never.
So now you're dealing with a local crew that is very hit or miss.
Yep.
We had one show where it took the support, we weren't even to the opener, us yet, 45 minutes to get their signal flow right. And it was just kick drum, snare, like nothing was patched right. And then luckily the support act, they were pretty tight, and so they just hit like a song and a half and we're done. But you get up there and it's your turn. All the patching's wrong again. It's taking them forever. And you might get to play a chorus, and then they have to open doors. And that's just what happens when you're the opener. And you might be super frustrated by that. Luckily, the whole crew was very accommodating to us, to the point of telling us to play songs when we were out of time. They'd be like, we want you to play another song, like, and make sure. So everyone was cool, but like, that is not the norm. And so when they say you need to get off the stage, it is what it is, and you don't need to be mad about it. So you just need to find a way, even if you're faking it, just to be nice, because that's just how it goes sometimes.
I agree.
So especially with wedges, it's hard to get it all right.
Yeah, man. That's why I love bringing our own in-ears.
Yeah, I'd love to be there one day, but
it rules.
We're not currently.
So. Nice. Well, there's a little bit of advice from old dads.
Old dads.
No, we're still learning some. Dude, every weekend I go out, I learn something new about being a tour manager and treating people right. So
yeah, dude, I did get a new bass. You saw? I don't think I've talked about it. I got a BB 1600.
Oh yeah.
Which is like the four. Well, my bass is the BB 5000. It's a 5-string on kind of a real slim neck. Then they made the BB 3000, which is a 4-string, same situation, neck through, high-end hardware and woods and all that kind of stuff. Then they made a cheaper BB 1600 that was all the same electronics, hardware, feel, tone, all that kind of stuff, exact same, except it was a bolt-on neck instead of a neck through.
Okay.
And so the value of these is not high because the BB5000, I don't know. It's not just us talking about it. It's just like the world collectively realizing how awesome these are, and the prices are going crazy. But the 1600 I bought from my friend John Ingram for like $850.
Nice.
And it sounds really good. And it plays really good.
Nice. We love a deal.
Yeah. So I wanted like a road bass that I could kind of trash or whatever. But honestly, it now is one of my best recording basses because I'm going to leave flats on it. And I really like how flats sound in the studio a lot of times. So man, yeah.
Good call,
I still want another BB5000.
Dude, I've got a bass up right now on Craigslist, and I love a good chase. So I said open to trades, which is just a dangerous thing to say.
Agreed.
Because when I think trades, I want somebody to come out of the woodwork and be like, I've got like a small Honda dirt bike. Like I want someone to really hit me with something ridiculous. Nice. But instead people are like, I got this sweet Ibanez starter bass. You should trade it for that Lakeland. And I'm like,
nope.
I think we've misunderstood each other here. Yeah. I think we've misunderstood each other.
I feel like on those I say open to trades, but I have very specific taste.
I usually say I'd prefer cash, but like I'll hear what you got. That's usually how I phrase it. That's a good line. I'm open to trades, so shoot me what you've got. Yeah. I never have success with trades.
Yeah.
A while back, I had a bass that, this is not a joke, somebody literally tried to trade me jet skis.
Real jet skis?
Yeah, old ones, but with a trailer.
Did they work? With a trailer?
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't take it?
No.
Where would you put it, I guess, would be my
I don't even know what I'd pull it with.
Fair. Yeah.
I mean, cool, thanks.
Kentucky swamp
I
water.
like the energy, right? I love the idea.
This is good. Let's keep riffing.
I love the idea. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But, dude, I know I've got it up. We'll see what happens. I've been really leaning Music Man. I've been
so cool.
I sat down and played a bunch, and I played a 5-string P, and I was like, I think I want the Music Man. I want to try one of the passive ones. There's a shop in town.
New one that's
you've got a short scale that looks pretty cool.
They have a short scale it
looks
so
awesome.
Expensive.
That's Music Man. That's the perks of Music Man is you get less money when you get one of those. So yeah, I'm watching because they'll wash up for like pretty decent used prices, but the retail $2,600, something like a little heavy handed when you're comparing it to other things operating in that realm. Which don't get me wrong, I think they're amazing basses. Everyone I played, they seem to be very consistent. They seem to be really well made, predictable. Like, I like it.
To me, it seems like now I've always wanted a fretless Music Man from the 80s because that's the Pinot thing. But when you're looking at those, they are so heavy, like 10, 11, 12 pounds, incredibly heavy instruments.
Yep.
However, it's one of the only times that it's like, they seem to always innovate. And so their new stuff is, I think, all under 9 pounds, something like that. Nice. Every one of them. Every one of the new ones. They revoice the pickups in a cool way. They came out with a couple passive ones. They came out with the Joe Dart ones are all passive.
Yeah, I think Tim Comfort's comes in both, maybe.
Nice. So, like, they're doing some cool stuff. I'd love to work with them one day.
Dude, I'm really into it. So I've really been like looking around for that, but then somebody put up one of those sweet new Gibsons, the new Thunderbirds,
the reverse, and it's like a baby blue or like a car blue.
It was like a minty green blue thing. Yeah. It wasn't like ones that we've seen before. And somebody had it up, and I was like, "You take trades?
Those are cool, man."
I was like, "You take trades? I got this entry level Ibanez. You might be interested."
Right, exactly.
And he was like, "No, I want cash." And I was like, "Fair." So that
Justin Smolian, plays one of those.
Yeah.
So
it's not like his blue. It's more minty, but not quite mint. It's like a sage green sparkle. I don't know. Very cool. I like what Gibson's doing right now. So that's what I've been looking at.
Very interested. Yeah.
I've been playing them because we'll see. So I'm making moves on Facebook Marketplace. If you see me out there
trading up,
try to trade me something dumb, baby. Yeah, I got a grill out there. I'm trying to get it all the way up to Music Man. So no, I did. I'll leave y'all with this before we get out of here and let y'all get back to your job or whatever. I hopefully still doing. I went into Goodwill the other day, as I tend to, and I picked up for $30 total. You ready for this?
Give it to me.
I bought an oboe and a clarinet.
Oh! Bow.
So I found out the clarinet was broken. One of the pieces snapped off, so you couldn't assemble it anymore, which I'm sure somebody could have fixed. But, not dealing with it.
Yeah.
But oboe's been going crazy on Facebook Marketplace.
Going ham on that oboe.
Yeah. Come tonight, it'll be sold. So,
heck yeah.
Dude, keep your eye out for woodwind instruments at your local thrift stores.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, I have a little nugget that I probably shouldn't share because it's not like battery. Here's what's next for me with some of these acquiring Japanese instruments. I can see myself in the next year doing this. From the 80s, the Ibanez ATK line on Reverb.
Okay.
Still cheap. They made some that were like good, that are like $1,000-ish, which will probably be like the one I grab. But they made a few that are super high end. Like really, really great, usually like very blonde looking, but it was Ibanez's take on a Music Man during the 80s. Cool. And so it is active, and they sound amazing, and they look really freaking cool.
Check them out, dude.
And people don't know yet. So that's what's next. You get a little nugget for watching till the end.
Keep it quiet.
How's those nugs?
The nugs. The Dino nugs. Cool, man. Well,
there we go.
We got some good weeks coming up. We got some good videos coming out. If you guys would, smash the like button.
Tell your friends to subscribe on YouTube.
Sub on YouTube.
If you're on iTunes, give us a rating. That is a good one. And if you don't want to give us a rating, that's a good one. Don't.
Yep. Who cares? It's all meaningless. Everyone's an NPC.
Fake internet points.
That's right. Well, y'all have a good week, and we'll be in touch. You know what I mean?
See
you.
In
touch.